You know those big ass loaves of French bread where the outside's all like crusty and then the inside's like soft, white, and fluffy. So I cut a piece off, like a hunk off, and I ate the crust part and I left the inside part. And I gave the inside, the white part, to my mom, and she was like, "Son, what's your favorite part of the bread?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess the crust. It's nice and crunchy, right?" And she's like, "What the hell? You're giving me the white part because you don't like it? Like it's your leftovers? Like that's not how you would treat your parents." And I was like, "What the hell? I didn't even think about it." I'm just like, "Oh no, I just gave it to you because, I just ate the outside and I wasn't thinking. I just gave it to you as a nice gesture. I mean, I can eat it if you want." And then she got super mad. I was like, "Blah blah, you don't talk to me that way." Like, and it just escalated because I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, how are you mad?" I get mad when other people get mad for no reason. I was like, "What the hell? It wasn't my intention. Like, it's all about what my intention was, and it wasn't to give you like the shitty part of the bread. It was just I just gave you a piece of bread." And it just escalated. She's like, "Fuck you, like get out of my house." Like I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I'm like 15 years old. I'm like in 9th grade or some shit, and I was fuck Evan, like I got kicked out of my house again, dude. Let's hang out today. And then that's it's just it happens so much. And then finally turned 18. Fast forward. I don't want to talk about every story because it's super retarded. My parents are just really unreasonable people. And then I'm 18 years old. It's like think it's 10 days after my birthday. It's probably 10 or 15 days after my birthday. I turned 18. Parents like, "Get the fuck out." It's not normal. Like happens every couple months. And I was like, okay, fuck you. So this time I changed what I did. I didn't just walk out because they like knew I was gonna come back. I took all my shit. The only things I owned were my wallet, my computer, and my bike. So took my computer, just tore it off of the thing. And then I had it on my shoulder and I got on my bike, and it was really hard to carry that shit. Okay, it was really hard to one-handed steer a bike with a computer in your hand. But I went all the way to a gas station. We live in the suburbs, so the gas station's pretty damn far. And then got to a gas station, called my friend Evan. This is why he's my best friend. I was like, "Dude, fuck, I got kicked out of my house, but this time it's different. Like, you gotta help me." And so yeah, he came pick me up. He dropped. I don't think he was doing something really important at the time. He's auditioning for something important, and he dropped whatever he was doing, went to pick me up, and then this time it was real. I just said, "Fuck it, I'm not coming back," and because I could make it on my own, and I did. I made it on my own.
Wow, and a phenomenal job by Dignitas bringing it through. You can see him standing up excited as the Nexus falls. Dignitas going 2-1 over Counter Logic Gaming Prime.
How we perform as a new team with me in the jungle, and also having a new player that we haven't had too much practice with. I think those are the real challenges we face, and we'll see how we can do.
Saint always made Hotshot and Choster pissed, and he didn't really piss me off that much, but once in a while I'd be like, Saint is so stupid. I wish we wouldn't have to deal with this toxic environment. So yeah, and Gigi was always really indifferent, so that's why he had to move on. So the situation was we wanted to choose a new team caller, and the team caller we wanted was Choster, and then Saint's like, "You guys never gave me a chance, right? You guys never gave me a chance to be caller. You guys always kept arguing with me." And then in the end we were like, "Okay, you can be the caller," because you're being a baby about it. And then there was this giant fucking explosion between Chauster and Saint over something stupid, Saint doesn't trust Chauster because we had a bad game bottom lane or something like that, and we explained to him why. We just had a bad game. It has nothing to do with trusting Chauster as a caller. And yeah, so Saint was just drunk as hell, and Chauster just exploded. He's just all I heard was "fuck" from the shower, because I went to take a shower. Actually, I didn't go back to my room, and it's Chauster's voice, and if I can hear the word "fuck" from the shower, it's a really loud shower through 2 doors, I know something went down. And when I came out of the shower, Chauster was red. He's sitting down in his chair and he looks so fucking mad. I'm like, "Did you just explode on Satan?" He's like, "Yeah." And so that's all I know. I just kind of sat down and didn't ask any more questions.
Winning or losing this tournament, in my mind, means nothing for CLG in this tournament, because first of all, we have ringers for both tournaments, for both MLG and GESL, which is right afterwards. And even had we had our normal 5-man roster, we've only been a team for 2-3 weeks. We don't expect to win being a roster 2 to 3 weeks, but we expect to do well and not underperform or disappoint ourselves. Just as long as we know we played our game and we didn't like make any big fuck ups, like I'll be happy.
The critics have always said, and I think they've said forever, that CLG has way too much ego. All 5 of us think we're the best players in the world, the best players on the team, and none of us listen to each other. And it's true, totally true. It's 100% true. So like, it's a little more. It's a little different than that. Like, yeah, we do all think we're the best players in the world, but that's good. That's a good thing to say. That's a good thing to think. You know, you have to think like you're the best, or else you won't be the best. If you think somebody's better than you, they'll always be better than you. So that part is, I think it's good. It's true and it's good. But when we don't listen to each other, you're right. Like that's always been a big problem.
We all have our own things, own thoughts. Everyone could be a leader, but everyone doesn't know how to lead totally properly. So everyone has something. When something happens that's like needs instant reaction from the whole team, some people may want to do that, some people may want to do this, and then we'll do like a mix, and then we'll mess things up.
We basically always win on bottom lane unless like, okay, that's just unless we make a mistake, you know. But those happen here and there, but. Like generally, we will win bottom lane.
If I were to rank North American ADs, it would be. I think I'll always think I'm number 1, even if I'm not necessarily number 1. Just because you can't think that somebody's better than you. Like that's the worst mentality to have. Like, oh, that guy's better than me. You have to like talk trash and act like you're better than them, because if you're scared, then you'll start playing differently. So I'm number 1. I actually legitimately at this point do think that I'm number 1. And then number 2, yeah, Afromu, and then Chaox, and then all the other ones just suck. They're all like tied for last.
So I think my ultimate fears in running the organization and competitive gaming is really a gamble, especially when it's a team-based game. Because at the end of the day, if you don't place well in your tournaments, you won't be able to sustain yourself, right? It really comes down to a gamble factor. If you don't place well, you get nothing. If you place well, then you hit the jackpot. So it's a risk that all competitive gamers have to take, and I think it's even more of a risk when you play a team-based game. You have to put your trust in others, and you have to rely on other people.
Like, you get to this age where you're not as fast and you're not as, mechanically good as you were before. So it's not going to be sustainable. But if I can just win now while this much money is in the scene and like I have all these skills, then I can just retire.
Like everyone knows, it's more fun to win than to lose. Of course, like no one wants to lose. That's why you see so many ragers in League of Legends. Like they lose a game, they're like, fuck this, like fuck that, right? But then like I played StarCraft and like I played to win. And I got really good. I hate losing, so I learn, I try to win, and then I move on to the next game, like Diablo 2. Like I wanted to be the best PvP in Diablo 2. Like you move on to other games like Counter-Strike, and all these other games. There's some competition involved, and I can always compare myself to others. And I wanted to be the best. I just wanted to be the best, and that's when I transitioned from to League of Legends. I play the game, and I hate losing, so I learn from my mistakes, and it's more of it's just my mentality. I just hate losing. That's it. I hate making the same mistakes. I want to fix them. I don't want them to happen again. So that's why I actually improve.
Getting stunned, getting focused right away. Vlad goes for the damage. Froggen will Zonius. Will it stop the damage? Yo! He goes down immediately to Hazard, but they've picked up one on each side. Wicked in the middle of that. And that is all the kills they needed to turn this one around. CLG NA going for the next.
I know exactly how Dignitas plays, and I knew, just based on how we lost to them before, I know exactly what they're going to do, and, how they're going to play, what they're going to pick. So I was really confident going up against Dignitas.
If they can kill Vayne or Rise that way, then they can start making team plays and making the team come back that way. However, you look at the Vayne, she has QSS, she has cleanse. Making that play on her is going to be very hard. And at the same time, Rise has that QSS as well.
Cage actually lands on Kitty Pie. So goes the Grudge line. He tries to swap, but it doesn't actually land because of an interrupt. He's going to go down. We actually have a kill on Nocturne. Ults on the double lift. Double lift actually tumbling forward. Being aggressive. They kill Scar in this whole process. Dignitas is going down one by one. Locust gets CC, gets Grudge line. Crumbs will actually be picked up by Big Fat. And CLG takes game 2 from Dignitas. Going to the grand finals, we have TSM versus Counterlogic Gaming, North America.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Championship Sunday, the grand finals, the last possible game to be played between Counterlogic Gaming and Team Solo Mid.
Kept saying, come on, let's not lose them the same way. Let's not lose them the same way. Like, we should win. Like, let's just fucking win so I can go home. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, we'll play our best. Like, we'll do everything we can. Like, of course, like, I really want to beat TSM. And then it just didn't happen.
Well, after finishing second place at MLG with our new roster change and a substitute, I feel pretty confident about our team because we managed to place second place. We almost actually won. We could have won. Really, like just like the smallest changes, we could have won the tournament with an inexperienced top laner and someone that's new to the jungle.
I think that this result kind of gave us a confidence boost because we literally went even with TSM in terms of win-losses with a ringer and me in the jungle. So that just, gave me more confirmation that with the training in Korea, we will undoubtedly be number one. There's no doubt that no one will really match us when we come back from Korea, other than possibly Dignitas.
So right now with X Hazard, we're definitely not the best team. And with Voyboy we could be. Like, if we had Voyboy this tournament, maybe he would have carried somehow, just like 1v1 Dyrus. Something crazy could have happened with Voyboy because he's a really strong player. But our potential as a team is like really, really high. So I think in a couple months or by season 2 we'll be the best team in NA just because we'll reach our potential.
They made me take some tests to skip a few grades and I kept passing them, and they took it to the principal of my school and they were like set to go, and I was like, I remember it was like at the time it was like one of the most like stressful moments of my life, and I was just like before that I was like worrying about like what juice box flavor I want to drink and like if I could get the home run and kickball and stuff, but then suddenly I had to like figure out if I wanted to lead my friends to like get ahead in like this like elementary school and go to middle school early, and so I kind of I dispelled it mainly. I bargained them down to just being able to skip one grade, and for me that was like a big accomplishment. But not to say like I was mad at them or anything. Like they just cared so much about me doing well and getting ahead that they just tried to push it, and I don't like regret that at all. Like I think that definitely a lot of that carried into my personality. Like I always try to do my best in everything I do. When CLG approached me to join their team, I was actually just finishing up high school. I was in the last few months and I was already accepted to top tier Ivy League schools, and my parents were really proud of me. I mean, I'd done really well in school. I got a 2300 on my SAT. I was basically doing accomplishing every parents academic dream. Like I was like doing really well in school. I got into all these good schools. I was choosing between going to like Cal, UCLA, like Northwestern and stuff. But at the same time, there was this video game thing that I'd been doing for a long time, and I'd been building up. Like I'd become really well known on the internet. Like I was at Hanover, like I had done really well. I got MVP, and I was just being also commended for my League of Legends achievements, and I was really proud of both. And when CLG approached me, I had to make a choice to be able to figure out what I wanted to do in the next few years of my life, and I ended up deciding to put school on hold for a bit. It was not an easy decision at all, not even for me, but once I was on board with deciding to pursue League of Legends, it took a lot of convincing to like my parents and my family, and like I had to show them the pros and cons and all this. We talked about it for a long time, and it was really tough, but in the end they ended up trusting.
The Western fans were kind of questioning CLG's constant interest to go over to Korea because they were saying that CLG is removing themselves from the American scene for too long. They're not in the right time zone as a majority of their fans. They're not able to stream as frequently because it's just a little bit more difficult for them to get the comfortable setup. So it was definitely a controversy of whether or not it was the right decision for CLG to go over there. I absolutely believe it was, because not only did they learn a lot from the Korean players and the Korean culture as far as esports is concerned, but just experiencing another culture helps you adapt in the future just so much easier. Some of these players never left their home state before joining League of Legends, and future players as well, they might not have as many experiences as some of these other worldly traveled players. So being able to go to another culture, especially Asia, and live in that culture, from that point on, you're going to be able to go anywhere in the world and be completely comfortable. And that's something that people really undervalue. So TSM is doing a really good job in America. They do great in Europe as well, but they will probably have a lot of issues if they go over to some place like Korea or China and are expected to stay there for a month or 2 months at a time to play in a tournament. So in that sense, maybe CLG didn't get what they need for right now, but they got what they need to be a franchise for the next 10 years.
No, bye. Where's the boy? I don't know. You got sword points, you didn't nullify. How does that even make sense in any way whatsoever? You should have buffed some null mantle and some pots.
Oh, so it's as
So it gets better, but like I have to hit 16 and then it gets back to how it was at level 1 before. It's pretty good.
You wanna die, Paul? No, it's done. I think our game is crap.
No, you said we're going.
Look at that game.
You said we are going, we're going, and I moved forward, and then you didn't, because you didn't start out.
There's only one person to hit.
Like living here with my team has been actually just really easy. Like you'd expect these tight quarters to matter, but to us we could live in a box, I guess, with a computer and it wouldn't really matter. We just sit down at our station and I just get absorbed in my computer just like always, and it doesn't really matter my surroundings. Like I don't even really care that there's 4 people in the room with me. It's kind of nice actually. It's kind of better. I wish it was like that all the time, that I could just like interact with my teammates like on that personal level. Well, it will be, considering we'll have a gaming house, but I don't know, it's nice. And CLGU is downstairs, so we can hang out with them, and we don't do that much actually. We don't even talk. They just come up to shit talk, then we go down to shit talk. So that's how it is.
So yeah, I'm actually sleeping in room with Gigi right now, but he's a pretty cool guy. He's usually very silent because none of us talk a lot. Like he's really silent, and I don't know, I'm really silent too. So we're not talking a lot, but he's one of my favorite players. Like when I started playing League of Legends almost 2 years ago, I was hotshots in Gigi's stream all the time, and Gigi was my favorite mid. So I find him very cool.
They have, well, first of all, they're really good players individually, I think. Like all of them have like exceptional individual ability to play the game, like, mechanically, and their team dynamic is a little bit different from ours. I mean, that's kind of obvious, I guess. I think they have more of like an ego perspective most of the time. Like they look at themselves a lot, and they'll be like comparing each other a lot. But they also have a team perspective on things, so it's not like they're just sitting next to each other and then like looking who's doing best or something. But yeah.
Oh, we have big conflicts all the time. That's like a relative term now, because we always scream at each other and we always get into like we're like almost gonna kill each other, but then we just, oh, okay, it's over, like the argument's done. But like relative to how we normally argue, not really. Like I'd expect there to be a lot more actually, but we're a lot more laid back coming here. I don't know why.
Support and Trust are playing jungle Lee Sin. Is that just because he's more?
We've been here like 6 times, and 2 times we lived here for a really long time, and I think it's pretty normal, and I don't think most of us will find it at all too inconvenient. EU has greater teamwork, definitely, compared to us right now. Half the time I'll probably end up in hotshot arguing with someone about something during the game while we're still playing, and then all would be lost if that happens. So what we try to do is have hotshot release that energy hopefully after the matches or match, so we can still play the game. Yeah, so we can still play the game.
There's so much pressure just spending so much time here. Even the group stages are tough, like they're not easy, and to go home and the group stages are a very big reality. Like if we go out to a tournament in the US or in Europe, we wouldn't lose in the starting stages. We'd be like, okay, we're getting out of these group stages, it's okay. And then we'd end up maybe losing in the later stages, like the finals or something. But here it's like the very big reality that you could potentially lose in the group stage, and then you have the time investment that you spent and the money investment you spent to get here, and to lose quickly, it's just so bad. It's so bad. The match we're going into with EU, I'm feeling like confident if everything goes as planned. If things don't go as planned, then like we're throwing a curveball, then I think we could be in a bad position. If they throw a curveball, it'll hurt. If they just pitch straight, then I think we'll take them by surprise and take them. The respect that we will earn from winning this tournament would be phenomenal. Also, it's also the confidence going into the North American scene and the European scene that we will be able to dominate them. If we win this, hands down, we'll be more prepared than any other team in the world to win the Season 2 finals.
What is a double up?
It's a cake.
What?
For my birthday.
No way.
It was a while ago.
She made it. She made it.
That's intense, dude.
I'm the biggest fan.
Oh yeah? Thank you. Bye. gonna do against that set. So down that place, that's bad. Dude, suck.
I just want to play cards.
We're just trying to stay in a kind of relaxed state.
And he can actually somewhat stop his ulti. Yeah, Shen has to be really far away for him to get it off. No. And if he's in the jungle, he's an asterisk. What? That's it for me? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's alright.
No.
Sometimes just so strong. I mean, yeah, it's like when I think of like the words almost flow together in my head. Frog and Nivea, like that's how associated Froggen is with the Nivea in my mind and that of a lot of other people. But notice, by the way, I'm just gonna point it out. When we're looking at their achievements there, all the tournament achievements they had were all firsts.
Yeah, they don't show the rest of the ones that they could be.
Well, I guess that's true.
Only the good
That's
ones.
not every tournament, but anyway, I'm just saying.
Very, very strong team. They are looking to prove that they are the best in the world. Some people do consider them that right now, but again, it has not been proven. They haven't played against a lot of the Korean teams, haven't played against too much of the other Asian teams as well. So this is going to be a good indicator for how the next couple months are going to be going for CLG EU, but definitely a contender to win the World Championships in the fall here. But going up against them is, of course, CLG NA, also a very top team. Just picking up this guy, Boy, going to be playing in the top lane. This is the first time they're going to actually be seeing him. Okay, so the EU team going for a little bit of a longer game. If they can hold just a couple more turrets throughout here, they might be able to do well, especially in the end game scenario when promote isn't nearly as useful.
Kennen picking up that Abyssal Scepter.
Yep.
But I like how this is like, oh, hold that bot actually.
Position reversal on the cast. Stuns two. Is she going to be able to get away, though? The sapling goes down. The ult from Maokai as well. Ari is coming in from behind. That is going to be one dead. Cassiopeia, big fat GG, takes 4 people to kill on tower.
Yeah, 4 people, a whole lot of summoner spells and ultimates to make that actually happen, but it is a kill nonetheless. But unfortunately for them, it is a kill in exchange for the second mid turret here. There's going to be a lot of ground control for CLG NA.
Like they went for that early game strategy and it paid off a little bit, but not as much as they needed.
Oh, they don't initiate on him though. I feel like that would have been a good chance. Oh, there's the flash onto Froggen. And he is gonna, I'm sorry, on the big fat, he's gonna pop immediately. And this might be it. And it might turn it around though. It is 4v4. If Boy can get out of there, they can turn around. Chowster gets caught. Oh, he's trying to go after Ari. Has to flash away. Everyone's so close to dead on the NA team.
Everyone except for Double Lift, and Double Lift is the main damage. She's going to come in there, take down Snoopy. That's going to allow the rest of his team to get in there, slow down Crepo just a little bit, allow the flash from Double Lift. Can he go here for a quad kill? No, he does not have the move speed to be able to get up there, even with the Blood Boil.
This inhibitor, but NA still has an inhibitor down, and they're going to lose top. The promoted minion is pushing top. They're going to lose another inhibitor tower if they get stalled out pushing here, like we saw in the last situation. Are they going to be able to push it in here, though? They have the Baron on 4 members. They're going to go for the killing blow. This could be the final battle, ladies and gentlemen. NA versus EU, almost an hour battle of the brother teams. It's all going to come down to this fight. Boy going in. He's out of the switch. Oh, Wicked is doing a lot of damage. Oh no, Galen goes down. Double Lift goes down. Big Fat goes down as well. EU is slaughtering them. Can they stay alive? Yes, they're going to get... No! Hotshot gets on to the Fountain Boy as well, but that's going to be it. Ladies and gentlemen, 56 minutes into the game. CLG EU is victorious, taking out their brother team NA in possibly the most epic game of this season of LOL the Chain.
I mean, our cheese didn't even cheese at all.
No, we didn't even fucking snowball for the early game. And their team comp just out-comps ours.
No, we should have swapped. Should have put double bottom. I should have kept going bottom.
The biggest thing is when they put Ari top, you should have responded better, not keeping Kenneth there.
Yeah, we tried a few like kind of off the wall strategies. We ran promote on Nunu, and we used that to push the side lanes, and it actually ended up taking an inhib by itself somewhere in late game. And yeah, and then besides that, we had like dual counter jungling, and it should have worked, but we kind of messed up, so that was kind of our fault.
You guys had some pretty innovative and interesting strategies. Was that something you came up with, or did the whole team come up with it? What was the deal there?
I think it was mostly just me and Chowster working at it. We both added like our own things, and he came up with the initial strategy of just like the counter jungling, and then I threw in the promote strategy and that sort of thing, and yeah, we just worked it from there, and then we got our team together and we practiced it, and we had all the wards down, and we just, every time we practiced it, we got a little better and a little bit better, and then we actually tried to scrim against people.
So because you guys lost to EU, what does that mean for these next two matches? Like,
we have to win both, or we're not gonna advance.
And if you don't advance, do you go home, or?
Well, we'll be out of the tournament, and it's pretty bad for us. But we'll be staying in Korea.
Okay.
We suck right now. I don't know, like, I'll just be completely honest in this interview. We're just fucking terrible. We used to be good. I don't know what happened. I think we were better with X Hazard than we are now. Just not because of X Hazard. It has nothing to do with X Hazard. For some reason, when Void Boy's in our lineup, we just have a really bad team dynamic. Like, everything just goes horribly wrong.
Banning. Because we have nothing to ban on blue side. We can ban Alistar. No, we'll ban Alistar.
We're blue side. Why would we ban Alistar?
We already know what side we're on against MVP blue.
No. I mean talking about the bans on blue first.
I remember when me and Maggie took it out when
They'll ban
Shadow God.
They'll ban Shadow God.
So we might get
probably Alistar.
I don't know what the fuck to ban.
You can ban
Vlad. Okay.
You can ban Vlad, yes.
서울을 대표하는 디지털 문화 축제 이스타즈 서울이 열리고 있는 코엑스에서 인사드립니다. 안녕하세요, 민주입니다. 와, 지금 이번 현장 분위기가 완전 후끈후끈 달아오르고 있는데요. 게임을 사랑하는 많은 분들이 한 군데에 모여서 이런 후끈후끈한 열기가 있는 것 아닌가 싶습니다. 자, 이렇게 풍성한 축제가 열리고 있는 현장에서
All right, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to OGN LOL, the champions. We're going to get started here from our special stage at Eastar Seoul, and I'm going to be giving you guys a rough translation of our opening here from Minchui, our wonderful interviewer. And so far, she's just talking about how this is seems almost like a final, since the energy here is excellent. We're here at a special stage at Eastars.
Have a bigger factor in this match.
Yeah, he went 9-0 and 19. A ridiculous performance as Maokai in their first game. And then went 1-6 and 7 or something like that. Just a really lackluster performance in their second game against EU. But that's partly due to the fact that EU just rocked them. They rocked everyone, including these guys right here. Well, actually, these are the only guys they didn't absolutely rock. That was a long game, 55, almost 56 minutes. And an epically long game where even at the end of it, they only were separated by about 5,000 gold.
Look at this, CLG taking a page of the Korean team's books, looking to dive this tower with 4.
Wow, yeah, Rise is here. If Rise can catch a Rune Prison, they're all going to come out from behind that. And he does catch it. Softens up Mid King a little bit. They're wasting some time here. Oh, they might be camping, waiting for Ring. Oh, there they go. Ring is there. They're going to go in from behind. Mid King coming in is going to try and do some damage, but Ring dies immediately. Chowster barely gets out alive, taking the tower for long enough. There are our foreign fans cheering for our foreign team, keeping their hopes alive. CLG NA has been victorious. They are going to take their game against LGIM GG. And there's the man of the hour right there, man. And ladies and gentlemen, CLG NA Counter Logic Gaming. Both teams of Counter Logic Gaming dominating this group. Excellent play by CLG, taking 2 well-earned wins against Incredible Miracle and MVP Blue.
we got a lot of strategies from Korean teams. We were able to work on strategies because like Korean teams are very secretive about their scrims, and we were able to just like improve overall as a team, especially because we never had Boy like practicing us for long periods of time before MLG, and then afterwards it was just 3 months of pure practice.
It was like we practiced hard, but like I feel like we didn't really appreciate the gravity of like the things that were coming up, like regionals, season 2 championships, and I feel like losing in the OGN to Frost was actually probably good for us, because I feel like it actually allowed us to realize what things we have to work on and what things we have to buckle down on, and just how to overall become good enough as a team to take regionals and take the world championships.
Since a young age, I was always pretty much playing video games. I lived with my grandparents and my mother and father, and we all lived in the same house. And I remember being hooked into the Berenstein Bears on a scrappy old PC we used to have, hooked up downstairs in the basement. And you know, I would game, and ever since, I've just been doing that. I can remember specific instances, like when I played Diablo 1, there was this guy called the Butcher, and he was like really scary to me at the time, and I beat the whole game, but I left him. He was like at the very start of the game. I would get my dad, and I'd be like, "Dad, help me kill the Butcher." He came in and did it for me, and we shared like moments like that, and it was fun. We played Warcraft together, and he always got me the games when they first came out, and ever since I've been gaming hard. I was like in the middle of everything. Like I was a little bit of everything when I was growing up. You know, I was never like the super full-on nerd, but I was never like too cool for everyone else. I kind of drifted in the middle. As far as my academics go, I was never academically great. I mean, if I tried, I could achieve, you know, the A's and whatnot, but I never had the drive, and I never had the focus to really achieve academic success. So I kind of spent all my time gaming. Like I would go home and I would game. If I ever missed school, I would game. If I was ever sick, I would game. Everybody always discourages gaming, right? No one ever like pursues. No parent tells you to pursue gaming and to just keep on doing it and that sort of thing. So, but you know, I always found a way to get around that, and I would sneak downstairs at nighttime to play games. I can remember like instances where I would like listen to all the cracks, like walking down the stairs, and I'd listen to all the creaks, and I'd memorize them, and I'd be like, this step, I need to watch it, and he'd bypass it and jump over it, just to play Warcraft 3 at 2 in the morning and stuff like that. I was bad. I was a bad student. I played Dota for a long time, Dota All-Stars, and I was pretty active in this community called TDA, and I played there for like literally Dota for 3 years, like non-stop. Since the day TDA was like pretty much formed, I was playing in there constantly. And so eventually Han came out, and I was straight on to Han. Han was so fun for me. I had this bias against League. People would always be like, oh, League is a kiddie version, it sucks, it takes less skill, whatever. And then one day a friend just invited me to play, and I remember playing my first game, and I was against the Mundo, and Mundo leveled cleavers first, and he bought a bunch of health potions, and I was Sivir, and he kept using his cleaver, and I was like, what? It costs no mana? This game is retarded. I mean, health potions not canceling when you hit something. To me, that was like phenomenally OP. Like, there's nothing like that in Han or Dota. So the amount of healing health potions did. And so I took my Dota experience, I took my Han experience, and I just tried to become better at League.
It's the most important tournament I've ever been in so far. Obviously season 2 is more important, but this is like the entryway to the most important, so it's obviously it's everything. Like the whole time I've been on CLG has just been for this, so I can be in season 2 and then just own it up and get number 1.
Going into this tournament, it means a lot for CLG to advance. You know, we've put so much time and effort. Me specifically, you know, I used to be making retarded money off streaming. I used to make retarded money off just doing my thing, and I've invested it all into CLG. I've invested into my teammates. When my teammates were slacking off, you know, I've always got their back. Even when I was slacking off, like, I still had extra to, you know, set forth to make sure the company's going, to just make sure that everyone is good, you know. And I invested it because I believed that we would succeed. And right now, I know that people didn't put as much as they could into making CLG succeed. And it kind of upsets me because, you know, it feels like I could have taken my investment elsewhere and still had the same benefits. I did this for them, and it doesn't seem that it's reciprocated right now. And so if we lose, it could mean the end for CLG.
Double has to build a BT.
It's fine. Well, the alternative is we don't pick them. Give them we win mouth, right? But we don't have, like, I want top lane now, and I don't think it's been out for so long. I'm not comfortable right now. Again, but this is also the good thing about mouth. Like, it counters Jax completely, and shuts down Cog also. So it's 2-in-1, but with the fail rate, because they can run like something really high scaling and make up for like a lot or something. I feel pretty confident because we've been away for so long, and I feel like we already know how the NA scene plays. So we're coming back from Korea. It's not too different. After the recent tournaments, NA teams sort of adopted most of the Korean style of play. If not, they just played standard. So it's nothing we're not familiar with or unfamiliar with. We're like really comfortable playing against NA opponents. Mm-hmm. It's just in Korea there's really strong bottom lanes, and they're a lot more oriented as a team.
And so after we lost to Frost and regionals were coming up, we were like, okay, we have to sit down, prepare something. We need to get a strategy to win us this tournament.
Yeah, our strategy is just a TP, promote, split push strategy where everyone's just always pushing. And like we learned in Korea that pressure is like the most important thing ever. If every lane is pushed up, you know where they're gonna be and you know where they can't be, and you can just take objectives while they're just farming near their turret while you have vision of them.
It's not just a strategy, it's kind of like a play style. It's like a philosophy that we've developed.
And so when everyone on your team is split pushing and overextending, then the enemy team just slowly loses, and there's nothing they can do about it. Like literally like nothing, unless you misplay really hard. So yeah, we're just gonna run like double TP and a promote, and we're gonna switch up the lanes to make sure that it works and just take every tower on the map. That's probably gonna carry us into the grand finals. I know it will actually. It's like almost unbeatable, and every team that we've run it against, even if they know it's coming and try to counter it, we still win. So far it's like, yeah, we're like probably like 10-1 or something like that, like 90% win rate, and we've scrimmed the same team multiple times with the same strategy, and it always works. So that's like our ace in the hole.
How do you guys feel?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I think we'll do it.
If we lose, I'm quitting.
Too bad.
Imagine if we lost Legion. We would literally lose all of our fans, and I'd lose all respect for myself. Here you go. And you guys.
So it's you'll hear them introduce you, but they want us to just wait like a second or two before we cue you. So just a heads up, I'm gonna be standing up here and I'll tap you. And feel free to like have as much fucking fun as you want, right? There's a ton of people watching right now. Feel free to like hang out in the front with them for a second, hype up the crowd, high five these guys, and then go take your seat. So they're looking for a lot of energy on the live stream. So.
I'm thinking like first game 20-25 minutes maybe, and then second game when we're purple side like 30 minutes or under.
Alright, so let me verify. Boy, hot shot. Yeah, we got boy, hot shot, big fat, double lift, and chopper.
He's the main theory crafter of the team. At support, it's Jouster.
Is it the upstart Legion to take out one of the favorites of the North American scene, Counter Logic Gaming? The first game from Counter Logic was absolutely amazing. They pulled out the Korean strategy and were able to take it. Big Fat getting aggressed on here. The ultimate going down half health, but Big Fat may go down. He lives as the Boy now being the one to take the damage. Demon Low is forced the Valkyrie away. A sliver of health is the same way a pool comes out. They are still initiating. The shield goes down. It may keep him alive. Baltimore is trying his best. An amazing team synergy from Counter Logic Gaming keeps everyone alive. And Jouster.
They smell blood. They think they can take out this turret right now. A slow off of a great knockup, but it's only on the hot shot right now. They're gonna burst him down. He is so low. They might actually kill a chokeout. No, the shield comes off. A double kill from Vladimir. He is not liking this one. He's gonna flash outwards. Double lift. Smells blood. He's gonna go in. Picks up one. He's going for a second. Demons, they're moving on to the Nexus now. CLG looking poised for the quarterfinal. 2-1. Will they get it? Yes. Counter Logic Gaming moves on to tomorrow.
Amazing matchup. CLG finally finding their footing.
Wake up, dude. Snap at it.
We'll throw them off more. Us playing standard the first game, or us choosing them first game?
Cheese.
Okay, so our first game we'll just run. Our blue side.
They're gonna try to pick Ragus.
And I feel like second game we shouldn't play reactively against Dignitas because they have a team comp in mind, and that means that we should. I don't know. I feel like we should also have a team comp in mind.
Alright.
It's better team.
If they start playing poke, what do we do?
We go globals. Yeah.
You can go globals, or you can go hard initiate, or just outscale them.
Okay, what lane are we gonna pick if he plays in Italy?
Rumble. Just do shit like Rumble, Malphite, Leona. Fucking.
We'll just get Dignitas. We'll just stay on the heavy initiate side, and we'll ban out their strong champions and force them to play standard.
So you rather play against Nunu than us? I mean, Nunu
Cog is a problem game for us. We can't deal with
I know. So we're eliminating the Cog or the Nunu?
We either pick Cog or we eliminate Cog.
Because they even do Nunu Corki.
We'll ban the Cog.
Nunu Corki isn't a problem at all.
We'll ban the Cog.
Cog is too strong.
What the hell? So that's basically the gist of game one so far. We're banning our bans.
We all we got to was first pick Olaf, and then
then we assume that they pick Gragas plus AD or support.
So
and then we play reactively off that
When we have Olaf, there's no way we're running poke. First picking Olaf eliminates any option of us running poke. So it's either push or standard.
Yes. What makes it standard?
I don't know.
Standard is just we're like, all right, what should we pick now?
No, I know. What options do they have?
What he's saying that makes us want to play it standard.
If they ban our shit and then we can't hold off.
If we already first picked
Olaf. We take Olaf and they take Mundo, or if they take fucking TF against push or against split push, is gay.
We ban TF.
I don't know then.
And they might.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know fucking idea. I guess the only thing we could say definitely is if they take Mundo away from us after we first pick Olaf, we have to go into standard.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler Graves would shit on Zillion.
Yeah, Graves is fucking gay. I'll tell you that much.
Graves is like, he's in a league of his own in lane because he's so forgiving for any mistake that you make just because he's a tank.
Resist than every AD, and then he has more exchange. Easiest exchange out of every AD.
Space roll, easy. He can outplay you. It's so hard to outplay Graves. He can outplay you with smoke bombs so easily.
Just fucking brother just runs away, and they're like, oh, the smoke bomb.
He's just the most forgiving AD, and he's always gonna has kill.
He has a half counter to everything. It's like, oh, Cosmo late game, smoke bomb.
Yeah,
you own the lane, I'll just smoke bomb the
Graves,
AD.
it's true.
And it's like, you can do everything.
Remember when we used to run Graves like every game? It was because he rapes in lane and he scales really well in the late game.
Now we only stopped playing him because we thought we had enough practice. But in tournament, we should still play him every single time.
It's not every single time.
Yeah, and everyone plays Corgi.
Oh yeah, we were like, I know he's a counter.
They just nerfed.
I think Cog.
They nerfed his smoke bomb, right? They nerfed the smoke bomb radius now, right? This patch?
I don't know.
It doesn't change the champion at all.
No, they only nerfed
Smoke bomb is broken by concept.
Yes, it's like a Nocturne ulti.
Yeah, it's a Nocturne ulti, and then late game it's a 10-second cooldown that lasts 3 seconds. It's pretty beast.
CDR Graves.
CDR Graves. No, but
such a good disengage. They can initiate.
It's pretty hard.
What was I going to say?
Max smoke bomb, dude.
Right now, I don't know. Like you say, Corky's like really played and like you really like him, but I think he's overrated as fuck. Like I don't like him.
Overrated because for some reason people don't play Graves.
I don't think there's that many situations where Corky's the best pick.
You know why Corky's picked now? It's because everyone went on the Ez hypes and people are like, you know what, Corky shits on Ez.
I know me and Chester are the best NA bot lane. I think we're actually the best bottom lane in the world. Like pretty confident in that. We have like the highest win rate. We play almost perfectly in lane, and but it doesn't matter. Like it's all about it's a team game. Like we can be so cocky and arrogant about it, but like it's a team game, and if we're not a top 3 team in NA, then I don't view myself as good. Like I'm a piece of shit.
Someone will finish you off. Oh, you just lost. You can't beat it. You can't.
Someone doesn't even need to hit her.
It depends on what summon. It depends on what summon.
Fucking does everything and then you can hit you.
Sona's worst at level 9 is 400 damage. 400.
Pecker him.
Without CC, just auto.
Are we up?
Are
we up?
Yeah, if you go.
Go for
We're
it.
leaving.
Oh, okay.
Get in the frag.
Or are we leaving?
You guys play solo queue games?
Yeah, it was really helpful. I got against a 2K Lux and I won.
I played Jace and my flash was binded to A and I didn't know, so I died twice. Trying to flash.
My computer.
Yeah, I got raped. I was like, why can't I flash? And then it was like,
Fucking retarded.
Now the only time to hold the
Never actually went.
What?
Never actually went.
George, I need you to sign this. George, I need you to sign this.
Walk around even more retarded.
All of your stuff is set up.
Guys, back to the booth. We're going to discuss this matchup a little bit and then hear what the players have to say. Like I said before, CounterLogic Gaming and Dignitas, both long-standing teams of the League of Legends scene, both teams that have understood each other, teams that have faced each other, and teams that have won and lost matches against each other. Freak, this is going to be an all-out bloodbath if they both choose to go aggressive. So Freak, we see what's happening. We see CLG can still hold themselves in. Like I said, versus Legion, there were 10 dragons. 7 of those dragons went to Legion. 2 of the Baron buffs have gone to Dignitas, and we can see the defense CLG can still put up. But the gold is 14,000 apart here as they initiate. Crumbs goes on. Why the taunt onto Crumbs? That's not going to be able to use for the carries. A great crescendo stopping the absolute zero. Crumbs is still the focus. Aurelia finally going down, but the Guardian Angel up for her as well. Beautiful displacement by Gragas' ult, and Big Fat will be taken out of Rebirth. Cutie Pie left alone to deal so much damage, but Toy takes out Chowster's. The ports go face to face, and it looks like Cutie Pie will be helping his team here. The kill and the inhibitor. A 1-2 trade so far as Big Fat and Chowster on the ground. Hotshot GG not with too much health, but Kathy in surprise, almost taking down Crumbs, leaving with 100 HP as they focus on the bottom inhibitor.
Dignitas looking to clean up this base right now. They're a bit low on health, but they have minion waves coming in soon. They might go over the turrets right now, but Toy's going to take some damage. They've got 30 seconds without anyone else from CLG respawning, so it is a 4-on-2. Can they do enough damage? One turret goes down. Hotshot taking a bunch of bursts. They're going to move in for the stun on Boy. Look at that burst damage. Skara is godlike. The next is open. Dignitas going to take game 1 of the semifinals against CLG.
Freak, an amazing matchup. 2-1 for 30 minutes into the game. After that, it was like a 10-minute bolster for both teams, ending up 15-6 in favor of Dignitas. Dignitas fans in the crowd, your team has taken game 1.
Actually stopping his build a little bit as well, building his own magic resistor, realizing how dangerous that Rumble Orianna combo was for him. A flash initiate coming in though from Dominate. He's going to put up Big Fat kind of alone right there, but Shrelius is going to make that a disengage. Oh my gosh, so much damage. Big Fat getting chunked right now. That's going to be a kill for PewDiePie. Can they disengage? Dominate's ultimate is down. Boy taking a lot of pain. He will get dropped. Can PewDiePie do enough damage? 1 hit to go. Can he land it? The ult goes down. Yes, he will. But here is Double Lift. He's going to pick up the toy. Now it's going to be a battle of Double Lift versus PewDiePie. Crumbs very, very low. 1 hit from Dead. Will land some damage on a Scar. Lands some more on the Crumbs. 1 hit to go. He picks it up. Nice job, Double Lift.
Readying themselves, they have synergized their builds. The supports are going for auras. The attack here from Hotshot is trying to thwart it off. His Banshee's Veil is now down. And we're going to have to see, or rather the shield that was on him is now down. We'll have to see what they can do. He does have that Randuin's, more aura to the team. The opposing team, that is, as they try to shut down the fight. They throw the shield on, but it's not going to be enough. Even with Baron, Dignitas not being able to enter the base, but the super minions formidable enough to take down that inhibitor. Wards going down in the base so they can keep any type of vision. Super minions everywhere. There's at least 8 in the base right now. CLG is forced on this one. They are getting completely flooded. If any attacks can go down to the Nexus, it is going to be huge. The Nexus only losing 10% health at this point. A Double Lift forced out of the fight. The shots could be going down. Hotshot getting caught too far out, and he's down to about 25% HP. This could be the final push. Dignitas takes game 2 and puts themselves into the Season 3 Championship Series. Puts themselves in the Season 2 $2 million spot and in the North American Regional Finals.
Wow, what an amazing, amazing game. Over 76 minutes long, an hour and a quarter. CLG have to recollect themselves though and realize they need to make it to the 3rd place match against Curse. They didn't make that happen. One of those 2 teams between Curse and CLG are not making it through. Dignitas, you see the elation and relief on
to lose to Dignitas, it was just like I was like, we should have won, man. Like, we should have. The solutions were so easy, yet we didn't use them.
I expected to win. I always expect to win against any North American team because I feel like we're just better, but obviously that's not the case. I always end up like crushed because both games we just got stomped at like 10 minutes, and then one game was dragged out to 76 minutes, which was the longest game, one of the longest games in League of Legends tournament history, which is pretty cool to be a part of, but not a big deal. It's mostly just like we lost at 10 minutes, and the only reason they even got to 76 is because they threw and they played bad. It has nothing to do with us playing well, and like so Dignitas basically beat themselves. It wasn't us like beating them at any point during the game, and I don't know. I felt really bad, and I was like, you have your back pressed against the wall when it's like that, where only one team can go to the season, because then we have to play Curse in the 3rd place match, and only one team can go to the season 2 finals, and that's the highest pressured game of anyone's career.
You know, once you lose that match, like, you want to say something, but you can't. You know, you want to talk about the games, but you can't. You just have to move on and focus on the real goal, which is making it.
Everyone just kind of knew. It was like a mutual agreement where nobody wants to be the guy to say, holy shit, imagine if we lost. But everyone knows, like, damn, if we lost, like, our careers would pretty much be over.
But before we get into today's matches, let's talk a little bit about what they're playing for, Jat. A spot in the Season 2 World Championship. And now we're going to take a look at our featured matchup. No surprise here, it is in the jungle. Hotshot GG versus Saint Vicious. And this is a serious grudge match, Jat.
So much hype going into this matchup. Really, who is going to out-jungle the other one? Because Saint Vicious and Hotshot, when they were on CLG together, clashed like crazy. So much so that they both wanted to lead, they both wanted to call strategy. Now they've split up. Hotshot removed Saint Vicious to the team.
Tanto chão e mar, Senhor, já nem sei.
Gratifications like he takes, so he's going to have that extra gold generation passively, as well as a little bit of extra ability power.
And there we see they actually might get a gank on a Nijaki.
Hotshot goes in and the flash going out from Nijaki, but Nijaki has a 2-on-1, and Hotshot is there. He lands the limit. Could this be first blood? It's going to be first blood. Or
get this.
Versus 5,000 gold down, and they are trying to chase that. Hotshot is there. Boy teleporting in. First is going to turn onto them. Boy does not have the Ragnarok. He's going to use it to pop out, and he's going to be in a 4-1 win down. Boy, David's just chasing Hotshot down. The Cop's going to pick up the kill. And on double it, using that teleport, that double teleport, and this could be another inhibitor for CLG.
Getting shut down, having to go back. This is a CLG Game 1 victory. 1 game away. How is this going to play out? CLG and Curse both equal initiated fights if they feel it's necessary.
CLG is on the defensive, but Boy trying to turn that around. He is still split pushing. His teleport is up. Curse trying to put it down, but there's an incredible shockwave from Big Fat, and Saint Vicious jumping on top of Double Lift, but Double Lift has the Lulu ultimate. Nijaki flashing in to try and make something happen, but Big Fat takes him out almost immediately. Here comes the Reckless with a massive amount of damage. Big Fat has that shield, and Double Lift takes Saint Vicious out.
The main damage dealers are mainly down for Curse. Cop going to try to hold them off. They're diving in. They're trying to end this game right now and move on.
Here's the fight. The stun going down, but Westrise countering with the taunt. He gets 2 members of CLG. Double Lift blending almost immediately, and look at that damage from that Graves. But Cop responding with some damage of his own.
Down. This game is over.
Ignite going down. Cop getting low. Will he go down? Omri will do it. Double Lift takes him out. Double Lift is fighting absolutely everybody. He cleanses. He's ignited. He's pushing. More members of CLG elements getting exhausted. And with this, CLG is going to push it down. They are going to take this 3rd place of this North American Regional. Holy moly, what a finish, Jack.
Look at the exuberance on CLG's face. They move on. They have qualified. The trip to Korea was worth it. Everything they've worked so hard for. The years and years of practice. They have been in it from the start. And now they move on.
A lot of these mistakes are made, and I feel like they're just so amateur. It's like, how can you not see that? I saw it like so easily, and you should be able to do this. You should be able to make these decisions. Like, I can see it. Why can't you? You should be no different than me. Basically, I'm saying if I can see it, you should see it too. You should be my equal. It's like that, and I'm just so like frustrated when like our AD carry, our jungler, our top lane, our mid lane does these things that they in their positions should be able to teach me, but I'm like teaching them, which is annoying at times because I'm not supposed to be able to do that, and it's frustrating. Actually, in school, I think I was like a genius. I was really smart. For some reason, I was really into math, and I learned it started with learning the multiplication tables in first grade because my brother learned it at that point, and I was like, I want to learn it too. So I learned it from there, and then I just got really into math, and I just decided to pursue math further. And they just put me in a third grade class when I was in first grade, and I just kept learning more and more math. And by fifth grade, I had already learned algebra. And yeah, I really loved math because I was good at it, and I liked the competition. I was the best because we had these times tables where you had these speed tests, right? 100 problem tests, how fast can you do it? And I'd be under a minute was my I wanted to get these under a minute, and I did. And I was really happy when I got 100 under 50 seconds. I did in 47 seconds for a division, which is that's more than 2 problems a second, which I thought was crazy. I was like, damn, I'm so good. I love math because I'm better than everyone at it. Growing up, I'd have to ask my parents to play video games every single time, and they couldn't be in a bad mood. It's like a reward, you'd have to find the right time, be okay, so your parents are nice and happy. They weren't in any fights or anything. Can I play video games? And they'll give you a yes or no, and you can only play for 20 minutes at a time. This period of time in college where I actually played no video games. And I was kind of bored, I still had some free time. I was doing a lot of stuff on the side, but I find myself bored a lot at home, and all I did was read forums. And then my friend all of a sudden there's this new game, it's called League of Legends, you guys should try it. And I did because I had nothing else to do, and it was okay. I knew I was starting to make a name when I started meeting the popular people. People said oh, these players are good. WCG 2010 was announced, and during that time, I was playing with GG's pre-made, and his pre-made was dominating the entire scene. So I was just a part of it, and then Hotshot caught note of WCG 2010. He's he knows we're the best team there was at the time, and he's you guys should join me for WCG 2010. And I was sure, I know we're the best, and there's no one that can beat us, so we're just gonna join and just take free money.
We have some really good versatility and understanding of the game that almost no other team has. So that feels good going in. I think we're a little bit shaky on mechanics, and that could be the downfall to I guess that could be the downfall to our performance at the Season 2 finals.
I know a lot of people think we're gonna have these grand cheese coming to finals, and there's hype with this Season 2 secrets document and whatnot, but yeah, we have some cheese, but I didn't actually sit down and think of it hard enough to come in with 4 to 5 different cheeses. We don't have too many, but we can play. The thing is that most people don't expect out of us, and now we can play standard really well because we've been playing we've just been playing with CLG all this time, and everyone knows their standard game is really good, and now we can beat them standard.
We've resigned ourselves to losing because of this stupid own contract, and we made the right decision though. We decided instead of scrimming and practicing for this tournament to stream and keep our sponsorships, because sponsorships are more long-lasting and more stable than a tournament. So, but even so, I just know that we can get first, and in fact I think we have the highest chance of getting first. On stream, I've been just fucking acting the whole time. I'm just yeah, we fuck around, we don't do anything, we'll just get knocked out in group stage, we suck. But really, I know that if our cheese works, it's gonna work the whole tournament, we're just gonna win. And if our cheese doesn't work, we're gonna flop and lose in group stages, so it's either first or last for us.
You should know Hotshot's gonna die right there. You should fucking know it. You should know I know Hotshot's going to die. Then why didn't you before? Yes, that's why I thought initially Hotshot. This is the whole thing about it. Hotshot wouldn't know too soon, but what I'm trying to say is when people commit to a fucking kill, they're not gonna DPS you. You need to understand that.
I completely understand. In both situations I should have E forward a little sooner.
Yes. It doesn't matter if you E forward because even if your position's compromised, they can't focus you.
I know. If they focus me, then they get stunned by Uter and they lose.
Yes.
But this situation's on the white side of me to gauge. I can't tell what the fuck is gonna go on. I'm only gonna react like if I was God and I knew exactly what's gonna go on, my reaction would be like spot on. But these situations
The way I thought of it is if they kill me, he's dead. He carries dead.
But you waited too long. You got basically what we're saying is you gotta think about it. Right there, you didn't understand the principle. That 1 second is what it takes to lose the game, dude. You see how close that was? You see how close that was?
Being on this team, seeing how far we've come, how strong we're playing lately, I think that having any other mindset besides the mindset that we're going to be the champions is just going to be detrimental to my own play and my team's play. I know not everyone's on the same page as me. Like I think I'm the only one that's this confident, and even I think maybe you could say I'm overconfident, which is definitely fair to say.
Yeah, really? They're gonna turn the focus in. You got 100 free DPS for 2 seconds, dude. 1.5 seconds of DPS. You can chunk the squishy down to shift, dude. You can do anything.
As surprising as this might sound, given like hearing our fights and stuff after games, even games that we just completely raffle stomp, we're actually really in tune as a team with each other's play styles and strengths and weaknesses, and we usually use that to our advantage.
Going into the finals, we have like a few things prepared. One is the proxy strat we're going to run.
I actually just came up with it driving down here, because I drove here 6 hours to get to the game house. And why not think of some strategies for League? So I came up with the grand idea of proxying.
Level 1, you move in between both the enemy 2 towers and you proxy the wave before it hits our wave. And you also walk into their jungle and you take their entire jungle because nobody's gonna know what to do. You go 3-man. And you proxy every wave after that, every single wave. And we've crafted every situation that could possibly come up from that. They could be stupid and they could go to the wave and just farm at tower. Our wave is obviously going to collapse on their tower because their wave is gone. We just killed it before it hit anything. They're going to go farm at tower. They're useless. It's just free farming. We're going to take their entire jungle and take every wave, right? They're just sitting at tower. The second thing they could do is try to contest us at blue, or sorry, not at blue, while we're proxying and while we're doing crazy stuff. And that won't work either because their jungler is useless. We took his whole jungle already. And then the third thing they can do is just not show up in the lane at all and go push another lane, and that's the only way you can beat it. The only thing that you could possibly do while we're proxying your wave is to send 3 or 4 men level 1 to any other lane. Okay, whatever. All I'm saying is against IG we need to pull out proxy or TP remote. Yeah, we need to pull out 1 cheese, and I feel like after people learn how to deal with TP remote, proxy's the best.
No one knows how to deal with TP remote. Still don't.
No. I'm saying let's say we run against IG. And then the next game, Frost's gonna be like, what the fuck? What are we gonna do? We wouldn't run it against. I would think
that IG would probably be the most prepared versus us, and they would probably.
No, we got shit on them, but in 3 best of 5s, and fucking
IG should be saving their best cheese for Frost.
Yeah, they're
that.
They're guaranteed. Okay, well if they're saving it, they're gonna use it right away because it's the first match.
No. They have some cheese. Yes.
IG.
If we had played IG in 2 best of 5s, that we were actually
3 best.
Whatever.
Look, I don't think IG's strong at all. I think we will crush them. But the scary thing is they also have cheese, which is retarded. So it's like, I think
it's fine, dude. Yeah, it's true. And the biggest thing about them is, I don't think they're gonna have their best cheese for us because they shit on us in 3. Yeah, they don't respect us. If we shit on them that hard, okay, no, they didn't even shit on us that hard. I should just say, if we beat them like that, we would not respect. We wouldn't even be scared of them. We'd be like, what the hell?
This is like an SK to us.
Yeah.
At Season 2 Finals, the first reaction from flipping 3 purple sides was like, holy shit, Hotshot, you suck. Wow, you're terrible. How the hell did you flip these purple sides? Any of us could have flipped 1 blue side. Because we had this blue side strategy and we know it works because we practiced it, and they're like, okay, then what now?
It's hell the whole world. I'm just wondering, alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Need some food. Okay, all the cards.
Yeah, I got it.
We have to run it on purple side, dude.
Everybody that calls wants.
We have to run it on purple, dude. We have to run it on purple. Yeah, are you guys man enough to run it on purple?
Yeah, I'm man enough, dude.
I'm man enough. Are you man enough?
We just got the fucking game.
King is fine running on purpose. Of course, what the hell? I'll do it. Alright, screw it. I don't need to take pictures.
Satoshi was the first to get my photo off my shit.
Oh my god, that was yours? I saw that picture too. It was disgusting.
Wait, what picture?
I took a picture of my shit like fucking 2 years.
I remember when our public, when every time
bored, you're taking a shit.
No, when every time I came in an event, you and Satoshi both had an image, like an image link in your comments, and every time it was like a gamble. It was either gonna be something really funny or a picture of poop. But we need to talk about our strategy. We need to talk. Look, after this shit, we're gonna go to the hotel, we're gonna talk, we're gonna practice CLGU, we're gonna practice against them with our disadvantage. Then we're gonna go to sleep at 8. The best thing to do. To be honest, the only threat test is just how well we thought out our strategy. If we thought it out perfectly and we took into account every possible variable, there's no way any team can beat us. But, you know, if we didn't, then we just beat ourselves by running a strategy with a flaw in it.
We're not so confident of our standard play to be able to go toe-to-toe with like M5 or Frost, you know, these teams that are very, or you know, or Blaze, teams that aren't even at the tournament. We're not even up to their par of playing standard.
So SK, they're really good at standard play, but they don't really have much going for them. So I think they're the weakest links in our group. I think we can just beat them straight up standard, or we can just cheese them. I think we'll end up cheesing them because I don't think they'll be able to dav to it. So I think SK should be a done deal. IG, I know, they're really unconventional.
I probably give too much credit to IG. I think they're good. They're probably not as consistent as Frost. I'm sure they have a weakness that I haven't seen yet.
Frost is the only thing they've got going for them is Rapid Star. Rapid Star is really, really good. The rest of them are all pretty much mediocre. Cloud Templar is okay though.
Realistically, us and Frost will get out of groups.
So does he really always plays Jax?
Yeah. Him and Magdalene were talking today in Korean, talking about how he always plays Jax.
Frost? The Frost top laner?
Holy shit, dude. Becca just gave us some beast intel.
I already know.
If he's stupid enough to always pick Jax.
No, that's all he does. You already know this. What the hell? That's all he does.
I don't know this.
That's how they beat us. That's how they played every single game. They only pick Jax.
So someone new fucking shit on him?
You want a 2v1 Rapid Star?
Yes, I want a 2v1 Rapid Star. You won't know how to respond to it properly.
I think you're overhyping him, dude.
Yeah, you're really overestimating.
Like, yeah, he's like a good player, but if GG plays like Cassio, Morgana, anything that he does well with, he's not going to like.
GG does not do it.
He's not
well
going to lose us the game because he's landing against Rapid Star.
Look, all I know is fucking. We need to decide now for running TP promote. That's all that fucking matters. All these things are irrelevant.
Okay,
Are we running TP promote or not?
We're running TP promote.
There's no reason not to. Because if they don't prepare for it, they're gonna fucking lose the game, dude. What the hell? Of course it's better to run TV promote.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about SKs instead of second match, dude.
Okay, fine.
Because that way we just
Let's just play them standard.
Ban Shed? No, we want to cheese them.
We're gonna cheese it.
We're gonna TP promote 2 people. We're TP promoting 2 teams.
I don't think it's a good idea to TP promote SK and then play Frost.
Okay, well, the thing is, they won't have much time to talk about it. It's like an hour between matches, right?
Look, no one's gonna expect you to team promote 2 times in a row with a fucking different team comp. We're gonna deliberately pick a different team comp.
And if we were to have to like play a team standard, it would be Frost over
SK. SK is easier, it's more susceptible to cheese.
Yes, they're way more susceptible to cheese.
Yeah, we know what champs we're strong with. We know what we can and can't play. Just keep those fresh in your mind. Like, keep your options laid out, but like, if we're gonna run our team promote, which is ideal, that's what's ideal, we can plan for that. So what are we gonna ban against SK running team promote purple side? We have to ban Shen. That's always. Every game we're down 1 ban because we have to ban Shen.
Does he have to?
Huh? Ocelot?
No.
He plays Ori like a bitch, and I don't like Ori. 2v1 mid, actually.
Why? Ori's fucking bad.
Okay, fine. Well, okay, fine.
Smash
We'll let him play Ori, but then they also play Jungle Alley a lot, right? Arnea? So what are we gonna do about that?
Hey, man, that.
Okay, we're gonna ban Shen Alley against SK. What's our third ban?
You really want to ban Alley?
I think Alley's a fucking problem when I'm 2v1ing mid. I fucking hate that shit, dude. He just walks up.
What about Maokai?
Well,
Maokai's whatever. We can stop Maokai.
Maokai's fine. You can outplay Maokai hard, but
kind of like Asar Sudili.
What are we gonna do third band then? Their bottom lane blows. I don't care about anything they play.
I'm thinking
Gangplank might be a problem, or Yorick. Yorick might be the biggest problem actually.
I think Yorick's a problem.
Evan's been playing a lot of Olaf lately. I think he picked him up.
Does he think it's first pick worthy? Does SK
No one is gonna first pick Olaf, dude, except potentially an NA team or us.
Okay, fine. If we're banking on that, then let's just say hypothetically we ban Shen, Alistar, what was that third ban? Fuck. Oh, Yorick. Shen, Alistar, Yorick. It's hypothetically, and they first pick Olaf. What are we doing now?
You think Yorick's more
Katarina, dude. What are we gonna do if they first pick Olaf?
They're gonna just play it in the solo lane, and then we can fucking cat that shit, dude. Cat warrior.
Are we gonna do that? What would you guys do if they first picked Olaf or Mundo? Let's just say randomly they first picked Olaf or Mundo. Are we gonna go straight into standard?
Honestly, they take Olaf. I don't really give a shit. If they take Mundo.
If they take Mundo, we might have to play standard.
We have to decide now. Are we going to or now?
If they take
Olaf, I think Olaf is a bit like.
If they take Mundo,
Olaf is a pretty damn unstoppable split pusher, and most people these days run Olaf with teleport because they see the value in teleport.
I agree. Anyways, I think we kind of know what we need to do. We should just wake up in the morning and then write it down and refresh our minds.
Okay, so just wake up tomorrow and talk about
yes,
it. So what time are we waking
have
up?
the base plan. What time are our matches?
9.
Yeah, so we should wake up at
Isn't the
6.
shuttle at what time is the shuttle?
I have no idea.
7:30, I think. We should double check.
And if there's one shuttle, you guys know what I'm at. Holy fuck.
When's the shuttle?
I heard 7:30 or whenever. I'm not 100% sure.
Kelby, you know?
I can just drive there.
Basically, we should be ready by 6.
What the fuck? What time is it now?
Sorry. We should be waking up at 6.
I'm fucked. I need like 10 hours of sleep tonight, dude.
And going up against IG is one of the oldest League of Legends professional teams in the world. They spent the last year in Korea, and they are looking to prove that their training and all their competition has played off. Playing as the red team from North America, it's CounterLogic Gaming. Seeing that Skarner come out, hotshot puts himself in the push, G3 takes a good chunk of damage, Freak. A very good level 1 fight here to come, but it looks like that equals the last 10 minutes or do any kind of harass. He is in range for Cassio in his counterattack. As far as the one-on-one battle goes, Big Fat LP on Cassio can have a better chance of this. A big push in mid here, it's going to be the 3v2, or bottom lane rather, and they're going to get first blood onto double. Gets more spell vamp in his attack. A hit out on Chauster, and they are the one to find him. Still, I believe, not having the headbutt. No, they go for Chauster. Wild Goat pops him up. A good slow to the entire team. The Glitter Lance could not be enough here. The Valkyrie in. Kid picks up another kill. 5-0-2 on the match now, and they are going for the inhibitor turret. Not enough minions though. They're going to be forced to back off, but they have full control, and they're just more than happy to ring or go around the horn here at CLG's base.
Yeah, they've got a giant minion wave in the top lane. Whenever you want to push, try to ride the minion wave in. And there's the initiation. They got to catch up to Boy Boy.
Boy Boy goes down in a second. Hotshot GG once again. The chemo plague doesn't even get time to proc. They wipe out CounterLogic Gaming in their base. One more attack onto Big Fat will be the ace.
And the GG calls out the surrender vote is in, guys. Congratulations to Invictus Gaming. Bringing it back 1-1. They're taking the win over CounterLogic Gaming.
An amazing game played there, and sometimes in the group stage you really need to just sit back and say, this isn't our game. You know, it's not like you can go into a best of 3 here.
Watch, you got denied for a bit, but it reset naturally and it was okay. But then I came bottom. Just let me finish. I'm not even mad. I came bottom, and then you're like, oh, it reset. It's fine. And then it started building up. And then I left.
Because he came too late. You felt that, and I'm like, alright, so you can my bottom lane. And then like there's this huge ass wave and this came to us at 6 and I just camped you and you just camped. There's like 20 peeps lined up in my tower and I'm like,
This is brought
first place team.
So any favorites just by your cheers? Stop that. Now they're just poking out mid. Now they have the Baron buff, a blue buff on Ocelot, the red buff on Kevin. The Lux plus Jace poke is actually really, really close. CLG would have to hard engage onto a team with Baron if they want to stop something here. Double Rift is actually one they decided to try to split push, and will that be able to pull SK off of this?
The ultimate now is to capture Chowster, clear the creep wave. They're trying to push this creep wave as much as possible, but honestly, don't use it. I mean, the cooldown is pretty damn quick, so maybe wasn't too worried about it.
They have to respawn. Double is taking down that tower.
And there's the ultimate going across, and he's just going to chomp through that turret. He's got the minion wave with him. They're going to have to react. The turret's going to go down, so Double is again split pushing on his own down the bottom. Instead, they're going to turn into an engage. They're trying to catch on towards Chowster. There's Jace. There's going to be Nip trying to catch on towards it. He already used his absolute zero, remember. Doesn't have it available. The Orianna ult screen just catching him out. Big Fat LP will get dropped on the back of this one. Kevin's going to finish him off there. Nip also picking up the kill on Big Fat LP.
Chowster's still split pushing too.
Continuing to split push. You can see the inhibitor will go down. Aranea is going to come on the back of him. SK Gaming can turn this into a full push. They can take the inhibitor of their own here. They're going to push through. They've already taken two of the major damage dealers out there. Boy doing as best he can with Hotshot GP to stop this going down. SK Gaming may have it in them to continue pushing through. We've got a 36-second cooldown on Big Fat LP. Double Lift is now backed off. No, he's still in there, still on that turret. The
He's trying to take the base tower.
He's trying to take the Nexus turret. Aranea misses the taunts on him. He does manage to get one Nexus turret. Meanwhile, SK Gaming are taking the Nexus turret off their own. This is expected to become a base race. Boy getting in there. Orianna's just about to spawn. They're going to continue on the pressure. The Nexus turret did not go down. And SK Gaming forced to back away from this one. So CLG picking up a base turret on that one. Now we're seeing Boy teleporting. They're going into the base. CLG are pushing into the base. Boy's gone for the final Nexus turret. They're going to try and catch up towards Aranea. Have they got the damage? Boy's teleporting in. The second teleport comes in. Big Battle. Orianna ultimate. The Nexus is exposed. The Double Lift is going to take the Nexus down. No, Kevin gets in there. Absolutely obliterates him. The Boy throws the back. And he's won it. I do not believe the game. What an absolute epic finish.
As they took out SK very, very cleanly. It's got to be the Rapid Stars show, and of course everyone on that team is amazing as well. Special here, Frost just has so much raw personal skill on paper that CLG needs to bring out that strategic mind. Chowster, really the leader here, the main theory crafter, he's going to be the guy to bring out those strategies and really try to outsmart their Korean competition.
Jack's going for that tanky sustain build to try for his first. It's going to help him. Petrifying Gaze goes off. The Wall of Pain did hit. Karthus could retrade the damage here. Standing right in Defile. Big Fat has to separate himself from Karthus here. He does a great job with Cloud Templar just on the outside. But again, aggression top lane. Shy, not even looking behind his shoulder. Oh, Hotshot gets out. The help is there. They break it back and forth. Big Fat makes it out alive. Amazing play from Shy. Drops for every champion. The Bloodthirster and the Shurelias are the only standing core items on Counterlogic North America right now.
And they need to make this fight happen right here. They're going on for that top turret, and here comes the dive.
The twisted advance. Boy's Ragnarok is down. They catch him up in the fight. It's going to be bullet time. Dropping down Mundo. Hotshot will not be able to help his team as that tank wreaking havoc, running around. They lost one of the tanky people. They lost Big Fat LP for the reinitiate on the fight from Cassiopeia. And it's going to be turret takedowns on the Nexus now for Azubu Frost. They look to go 3-0 here on the first day of the championship games. A very nice wild growth keeps them off, but the Nexus is the only thing standing in their way after this one turret. They're going to have that open, forcing CLG back to their fountain. Azubu Frost goes 3-0 in the group stage, taking out CLG in their game.
Congratulations, Sarah, to Azubu Frost. They are our first quarterfinalists. They are mid-watch and the fifth quarterfinalists. 4 of them did automatically qualify, watching and cheering as hard as they possibly can for SK because they hold their hope alive. With Invictus being 1-1 and SK being 0-2, if SK wins this next match, we've got a 3-way tie for second place. That is going to be so very.
Here's what really how you should. Here's what I thought. When you get shit on sometimes, right? It's because you're wrong. Yeah. If you got shit on and you were right, I'd be fucking mad. I'd be mad, dude. I'd be like, what the hell? Why did you get shit on? I'll shit so bad when he's right. Right? So when you're wrong, you think that's okay. Those few times, those couple times, whatever, how many times where you were right, you got shit on, you should point those out and be like, what the fuck? You can't do that. Like, that's fucked up, right? When you're wrong and you feel like shit, that's good. You should feel bad about playing or about doing something wrong. And you should, that's the only way you're gonna fix everything. Like,
you guys are here. Basically, your arguments will come, but when the bubble drops, it's like a fucking bubble attack. Like, the goal is back to the game, no matter what. Like,
guess why? Guess why, dude? We're the only people who fucking top the shitload and try to fix problems. He just has to fix problems in his own kind of quiet way.
Shit.
Yes, you don't say shit in game.
Basically, the only person that has to argue is game.
Why would you fucking say shit? That's the reality. I'm just talking about after game or whatever. In the middle of the game, yeah, arguing stupid. But guess what, dude? Where's our fifth man? Where's the guy who maybe could back us up during an argument? He's fucking AFK, dude.
Sometimes boy actually has, you guys have actually fucked up, and you guys have been fucking okay, anyways, you guys have been like really big retards and fucked up, and me, I'm just silent. I'm not even saying anything about it. It's your fault. Yes, I'm not saying anything about it. Hold on, just listen to me. Like, you guys are being really big retards in the game, like, you both misplay, we'll just shut up. We basically shut up and then I'll talk to Boy and I'm like, my god, like, he wants to say something, I want to say something, but dude, it's like hard to even speak on this game. It's really hard to speak.
They've got a lot of lane elements overall. That Darius Magic conquered to Jason the top lane, and they've got phenomenal late game skill in here from Carthus. The overall lineup is quite strong. Now, Superstar, speaking of misfortune, she is all about fighting, and there's been a lot of sense against Sona as well. However, Misfortune's kit has grievous wounds on it. That's the deep of the foot on an enemy, makes it take half the effect from healing effect. Sona is a healer, so when Blitzcrank goes all in, Misfortune follows up. Sona's got really no recourse whatsoever to deal with that affection. They're going to be fighting all the time, and it'll be very difficult for Jazz Special to deal with that sort of situation. The rest of their lineup is very long range. They've got that Blitzcrank rocket grab they've got once in general as a champion who's phenomenal, and who's Jason with that shot grab gate combo. So both these teams very strong. They're playing for their own strategies, and I think we're ready to get sport final underway. Are you ready for the sport final? Ladies and gentlemen, for Team Solo Mid to take game one of the final match of the day. Let me hear your Team Solo Mid. If you are pulling for the Korean crowd, if you want to see Zulu Frost bring us winning 1-0, let me hear you from Zulu Frost. As it is very high emotion for the crowd and the players.
But then, it comes on to Hotshot now has to accept that
you played wrong. Very conscious players.
Can't accept the fact that you played wrong. Can't accept that you played wrong.
A lot of late game info here from Team Solo Mid, but a lot of team fight presence as well, just in general. It's going to be awesome. Get in the game and figure out just what's going to happen here.
It is hard.
In champion select, ladies and gentlemen, Team Solo Mid, red team.
I'm the only one willing to deal with you.
Like they make their way out of the base.
If I didn't say anything,
heavy stack on champions going towards that top station. We're just going to see the aggression coming from R1 next. So they are ready to invade, and he is ready to help his team with some probably really aggression.
Team atmosphere. If we're going through a program, we don't talk to each other. We don't spend time with each other. we just don't have relationships with each other, and it's just like, literally, it's becoming more, we're all becoming more.
What? All three of you motherfuckers have girlfriends. Actually, I have one too, so whatever.
Okay, yes, but that shit needs to stop. Maybe we need to, like,
that is so minor. If you think that's an issue, it's the same tier of issue as Gigi not being able to give you this best. I mean, what's our big problem? That's the first step. You just take it step by step. He's saying he. And I know exactly why we lost. Everyone knows exactly why we lost. That's never like a mystery to any team who's ever lost if you're any good. Everyone knows why we lost. We discussed it a little bit, and what was going through my head was, damn, we're worse than IG and Frost, and we're barely ahead of SK, a team that I consider just garbage.
I'm being blamed here, and how come I'm always being blamed, and how come Chowster is always raising his voice? How come he's always being a dick to me? And the thing is, I'm being a dick to you because you're not willing to listen to me in the first place, and maybe I'm not doing it 100% still the way, but in a team environment where I need my teammates to improve in order to succeed, I need to do what I can do. If I don't do that, who will? My team's not going to step up to improve Hotshot. I have to. And if I give up on him, like, everyone will just give up on him, and we're just going to lose.
I don't know, I feel like a little humility can go a long way in terms of becoming better, because like I know like I'll see like someone make a mistake, and I'll like, maybe I won't call them out, or I'll call them out, but I won't do it in a way. I'll try to do it like as positively as possible to help them, like, just so they realize their mistake. I know they're the ones that are specializing in their role. They're the ones who know what they're supposed to be doing, and they'll realize what they did wrong and probably work to improve on it. But I feel like a lot of times if someone else makes a mistake, it might get like pounded into them over and over and over, and it like they might start feeling down, or they might feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of blame games going on, and sometimes it's not being tossed around in the right direction. Like, I feel like if we had lost to SK, it would have been like Doublelift and Chaucer's fault, and it would have been hard to get them to recognize that, because they threw away like a massive lead in bot lane. But like, I don't know, like when I hear them talk about like the team, it's sometimes kind of degrading.
I mean, I've given Voice so many chances to improve, and he doesn't. And also, the way we deal with things is, you know, Boy's attitude is not bad. It's just really bad on the team, because he can't accept criticism, number one, like, and when I have to drill it into him, he can't deal with that either. So basically, there's no way he can learn on this team.
When Season 3 Championships rolls around, the first place winner, the guy who's the fucking on stage, the best team in the world, do I imagine Voyboy, GG, and Hotshot walking out on stage and accepting $1 million? Fuck no. Hell no. These like master Russians and these like incredibly trained Koreans, yeah. But us? Just knowing our personality through this documentary, there's no fucking way we could do it. Just because we're too laid back and too casual. Like, we don't do anything to deserve it. We do nothing to deserve it. Until we practice more than Azubu Frost, or until we strategize and prove our skill more than M5, then there's no way we deserve it.
I think we just look down on our team too much, because when we lose, we're like, man, this is bad, but it doesn't mean that you have to completely change the way you play to succeed. You just have to work on it a little bit, and maybe if you lessen the mistake a little bit, next time you can, you know, be successful. And we tell them, like, we can't do it this way. There's no way we can, and we should just play differently. And, you know, like, a lot of people will tell me, like, just Chaos the other day, he walked up and said, you know, I don't think you guys ever had a problem playing standard. And coming from another top tourney player, like, that's pretty big. Like, they respect us as a standard team, but we ourselves don't respect us as a standard team. So how would we do well?
I think that having players on your team that think that they're like the best in the world, or like think that they're better than everyone, is pretty bad, because maybe they won't or the team won't realize it, but it's just that mentality is never going to help us get better as a team.
Yeah, right now our plans are to get either Locodoco or Afromoose, so Chauster can go jungle and Hotshot can go top, and eventually there'll be interchangeable roles between them where Chauster plays certain tops and then Hotshot switches back into the jungle.
Well, our first priority now is Afromoose because I feel like he's a good AD player, and overall he's relatively versatile, so he's probably a pretty good player. I don't know how good he is because it's all based on hype and reputation, but I can say like I've seen his support and it definitely needs some work. But since I'm always here, I can always help him. Double's here, he can always help him, and I'm sure Afro's smart enough to know where his problems are too.
What's actually achievable is for me to be on the best team in North America, which I feel is a joke. For some reason, North American teams just suck ass compared to all foreign teams.
Definitely, and compete at Worlds. Unless the Asian improvement exceeds my expectations, we should be able to win at Worlds because we're just so much ahead in terms of pure skill. But, even right now, I can look at these Korean teams. I'm like, these individual players are not very good by themselves, but they just have they just have the same, since they play together so much, they think the same, they're on the same page, and that is really what matters, But if we're so good individually, we'll also be relatively to think on the same page just by default because we're like near this perfect level of play. And when you're near this perfect level of playing the game as an individual, there's only one perfect level, and everyone will play the same. Theoretically, if you had 5 perfect players, they'd never have to practice with each other because everything would be done reactively. And that's kind of what I want to reach without practice. I'm not saying I'm not going to practice. I'm just saying, ideally, that would be great, because we'd just be that good of a team.